and welcome everybody. My name is John Holt with Fox 4 News in Kansas City. Also, and most important for purposes of this Giving Tuesday celebration, I'm a board member of Head for the Cure, the foundation, the national board, headquartered out of Kansas City. And we're going to learn more about Head for the Cure and its efforts to support brain tumor patients across the country, as well as the researchers, the scientists who are trying to find a way to defeat this nasty, deadly disease, and also advocate and guide through the Brains for the Cure effort. We're going to learn more about that. But the real reason we're here today is to celebrate a very generous gift from one of my favorite pitchers and families here in the Kansas City area. Ian Kennedy and his wife, Allison, their 6 kids, their family foundation, making a very nice donation. And it's all tied into the 2020 baseball season. We could go into that, but we'll skip the fun of what 2020 has been all about. But this is a very important day for us at Head for the Cure. And as an anchor, Ian and Allison, I love good news. I get enough bad news. This is great news, actually. And I want to thank you on behalf of the board for your generous gift. Tell us a little bit about how the Kennedys became connected to Head for the Cure and your interest in what we're doing today.
In May of this year, as fitting to 2020, my mom was diagnosed with a glioblastoma. And I can imagine, like a lot of people who have this diagnosis in their family, it just rocks your world and you just start researching like crazy, start texting everybody I know. Does anyone have any connections? And a close friend connected me with Matt, and graciously he had it was maybe an hour, 45-minute phone conversation while he was driving with me, and introduced me to Head for the Cure and the resources they offer to families and caregivers. And it has really, really helped me in my process and my family. And Matt was able to connect me with some doctors who offered guidance, and Head for the Cure offers caregiver support groups, and we've been part of that. So it was only fitting. I felt like we love to support the community, and especially it's really easy to support people who directly impact our lives. And so I don't know, I just approached Ian with it and he was on board. And so do you want to tell about what you did?
Yeah, and then obviously when she approached me with it, it's something special that I didn't even know that was around. And it's not just as her mom, she's like my mom. So it was really important to me. And we were talking, the last couple of years we've been involved with a lot of military stuff and first responders and bringing people out to games and trying to do things that way. And then obviously we can't have people in stadiums, and just find different ways and different avenues to any little impact we could. And then we kind of, speaking with Betty and Royals Charities, that we figured out a little name that we can have going along with. I can't promise how many innings I had. I couldn't promise how many, obviously it affected how many runs you give up and stuff like that. But, you're like, well, one thing I do well is I strike people out more than I actually have innings. So let's just give as much money as we can. I was like, just make something for strikeouts. And that's where Case for a Cause came up. And we're also on board with a home in the Philippines, which is used sexually abused or trafficked young girls. And we've been involved, and we've been on the board for the last probably 5 or 6 years, and on board and involved with them a lot longer than that. But so we kind of use the two things that we're really passionate about. And Case for a Cause was also considered a Lily, and Head for the Cure. So we're just kind of more of how can we do both and bring awareness of what this deadly cancer does to families and to those patients also, but also what's going around the world and that we're really passionate about. So that's where the two kind of met.
Before we talk about the specific numbers, explain a little bit more about what Head for the Cure has been able to do for you and your family. Allison, I think you kind of alluded to it, but just a wealth of information and guidance. Anything else?
Just a reliable resource. They also have Brains for the Cure, which my understanding is it's essentially just a resource of of good articles, things that can help you answer questions, direct you, guide you as you're trying to make really important decisions relatively quickly, or sometimes it feels like you have to make them quickly, but you really don't. You have a little more time than you think sometimes. And most recently has been these caregiver support groups. People all over the nation are on Zoom. It's just nice to have a shared experience with people. I've been able to connect with another young woman whose mother passed away from a glioblastoma, who's has bifrontal tumor, which is just like my mom. And so we have kind of a similar path, similar treatment plan. And that's just, and having a shared experience can be comforting and can offer you some guidance. So I just, as this has developed, Ian and I aren't ones to even want to make a big deal about giving, but nowadays it's like, this is how you get an organization's name out. And for what Head for the Cure has helped us with, it's the least we can do is, do something on social media or, give a check publicly, just so that people can know that what they're doing is really important and great. And there's a lot of people who have unfortunately have to deal with this. And what they're doing is, we appreciate it so much. And we're just grateful that we're in a position that we can support them.
You said a lot of people, 86,000 in this country will be diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2020 alone. So your willingness to share your story and to help get the word out is a big part of the great news we have to share today. And speaking of K's for the cause, Ian, $10,000 per strikeout, 15 Ks, and that will translate into what? Why don't you show us the check there, the big moment, the big reveal.
I got hurt, so we wanted to be a little more than this. So we had to. We did 75,000
to Head for the Cure.
Well, yeah, exactly. We wanted to be a little bit more. I hoped I was going to be able to pitch a little longer this year, but my calf didn't allow me to, and so we had to, hopefully give a little bit more. Our goal was to give more, but we wanted to, eventually, at least like you said, is just be able to go out there and to talk about. Hopefully I was trying to get other players to get on K's for the cause. Hopefully it lives on, and Head for the Cure gets multiple checks from somebody else later down the road. But we're like you said, we couldn't be any happier just to give this. And
well, we are grateful to all of those baseball players out there that struck out to you this year. We appreciate their help.
Any of my buddies who I struck out, like it went to a good cause. So
maybe you can get a matching grant from them.
Maybe if they hit a homer off me, they got to match that.
There you go. Well, there weren't many of those, so we're good. We like the strikeout side of it. I want to bring in Matt Anthony now, who's the founder. And Matt, you and I have been together for a number of years on the board, and you're sort of the inspiration for this Head for the Cure, the concept. And tell us about your brother Chris and that inspiration and why we're here today.
Well, thank you, John. And first, thank you, Allison and Ian, for this amazing gift. And it is, Ian, the number is extraordinary. It's for an organization like ours, these dollars, you have no idea what it means. And it actually sort of pushed us over another milestone of giving this year, and also just to bring your name forward and to use your platform to help our organization is really beyond words. It's kindness exemplified, and that's, I think you guys represent what we try to do at Head for the Cure, and that is to find joy in sadness. And we know that the two sort of work together. One's currency for the other, and when you're in a position to help people, I believe that's why we're on this planet. And clearly, you guys feel the same way. So I feel a pretty intense connection. I did from that very first talk with Allison. Brought together by a shared friendship that connects into a new friendship. So just gratitude is deep in my heart right now. And it did start. Sometimes you find yourself in clubs that you didn't sign up for, and we are part of that club. In my case, my brother Chris, who was diagnosed about your age, Ian. He was 33 when he was diagnosed, and with a GBM. He was an athlete, all-state baseball player, soccer player, runner, very active, and boom, he headaches became seizures, and seizure revealed a glioblastoma, brain tumor. And he had this amazing ability to live his life with his disease as he did before his disease. He didn't want to be called out for anything special, but he wanted to live his life fully. And he did that for a little over 2 years before he passed. And before he did, he approached me and said, we should start a 5K. This disease is under researched because awareness is low. And if we can make a few more people aware and maybe raise a little money, that might make a difference. And so we did that in KC, our hometown, and the very first, he died in February of 2003, and our first 5K was October of 2003. Had 300 people, raised $20,000, and we thought we crushed it. And we did, because it brought attention, and it served as this platform that now, oh gosh, we've done almost 170 events and raised around $16 million. A couple 100,000 people have participated, and it all was from that sort of commitment to remember and to build from that. And so your mother is part of a group of thousands of people that we've come to know and come to love and come to find inspiration from, along with Chris. And one animates the other to help others, and so that's what Head for the Cure is about. And our, we do 5Ks because it brings people out, it convenes them, it's a great fundraising platform, but it's also a celebration. It's John, who he and I have shared the stage at our Kansas City event for 17 years. It is a happy moment, a series of moments, because I think I've come to realize that joy is the pathway to hope, and what you guys do, and to again use your celebrity, Ian and Allison. I so love the partnership that you guys share. It's so evident that this is Allison and Ian. It's not Ian on the mound and that's really clear. And we've learned that at Head for the Cure too, that no one does anything alone. Whether fighting a disease or caring for somebody that's fighting, or all the loved ones, it takes everyone to work together to create change and to do things for others. So I tend to ramble on. So John, sorry about that. You know me all too well.
I think people need to understand that you mentioned the community, the club you didn't plan to belong in, and I think hearing about Chris and the very beginnings of Head for the Cure are important. And speaking of teamwork, and I know Ian and Allison would agree that the Royals and Royals Charities have been very supportive as well.
Oh my gosh, I want to comment first, and then Allison and Ian. The Royals are amazing, and as we're season ticket number 174 in our family. So we've been going to Royals games since before the K. And and Mr. K, of course, was the classic philanthropist and charitable person in our city, and I think that's been born in the Royals over the years. And perhaps remarkably, or perhaps not, the Royals and MLB broadly have been impacted pretty dramatically by brain cancer. Some folks will remember Dick Howser, 85 World Series champion. The Royals' first championship before our thrilling 2014 or 2015. 14 was thrilling too, but Dick Howser diagnosed shortly after our World Championship with a glioblastoma and died in '86. And then later Hall of Fame pitcher who preceded Ian on the mound, and the Royals, Dan Quisenberry, also struck by brain cancer. um, George Brett's brother Ken as well, and we partner a bit with another brain injury and brain tumor foundation, Tug McGraw Foundation. Tug McGraw, classic reliever back in the 80s, I think, also struck by glioblastoma. So, but the Royals especially certainly have been no stranger to this, and they've supported Head for the Cure. But we honestly were a little dormant until Allison and Ian said, let's do something this year for Head for the Cure. So it's really fantastic that it's reignited, and again, Royals Charity is a big part of that.
Yeah, we're extremely thankful just playing for the Royals for the last 5 years, how involved they are in the community in general. And everybody, like we mentioned, Betty, and just everybody in Royals Charities just allowing us, just giving us, I said, where can we give? Where's the need? When we first got here, we kind of want to invest in the community. And without their help, a lot of other things, like you said, connecting with other people, and here you guys are connecting and talking when something like this hits home, and just allowing us to be able to do this. The financial means, the platform. I mean, we can go on and on about how I think the Royals are one of the best in Major League Baseball for sure that I've seen, and just really involved in the community. It's like you get that small town feel in a big city, and it was so true when we came here. We moved here. We noticed that when we moved here, and I also, now it just came up that I want to mention that it was not only us as a family that was impacted by the glioblastoma, and Jesse Hahn, his dad, also was diagnosed around that same time. It was all over COVID break, and so we've had two in the same season, and even in the bullpen talking about it, it's been allowing us to, ask certain things, and having, you talk about with that club, it's not a conversation you want to be a part of, but it's nice to even ask, like, there's stuff that I was going through away from the field that he was going through firsthand too with his dad. So it's two in the same year. And Whit's father-in-law, I forgot, Whit's father-in-law passed away about a year ago.
Also,
so it's impacted probably more than and a lot of us know, because we kind of keep things when we're at the field kind of private. You think that we're tougher than we are, and then when we find out little certain things, and Cal Eldred, our pitching coach, his mother-in-law passed away of one. So there's a community that at least you can go to, the people that experienced it or that are experiencing it, whether blood related or not. It's out there, and it's just like, I think us talking about it has more value than we even understand.
And it's a relief as someone to be able, if someone approaches me, like Whit's wife texting me one night telling me that about her father, to be able to offer a resource like Brains for the Cure or Head for the Cure, just that there is a local organization out there trying to raise awareness. And I mean, back to the Royals, there's a lot of these players are really passionate about different charities, and to have the Royals there to come alongside and to do the legwork for them makes it possible, because without a support network like the Royals Charities offered, and Betty Cagle with the Royals, this wouldn't have happened. So
I thank you for saying that, Betty. You're absolutely, and I think it is. There are thousands of causes, all worthy, and it's just to find something that connects people and can make a difference is really, and it's appropriate we're doing this on Giving Tuesday. I think that was sort of just a stroke of luck, that we, or Jenna probably had all that sorted out, Jenna, the Head for the Cure executive director, but it's certain people like you guys give every day, but to spotlight a day like Giving Tuesday and to salute organizations and the people who support them it's really important. And I think it's this year especially, and It's funny, Ian. You made the comment about you wish it were more. I mean, it's when you got hurt. It's so. Over the years, I've always had various reasons to get, and I'm a fan, so I watch the games. This is hard this year. It's hard to not go to the stadium, but my son and I, who's a big fan too, it's like tune in. But is Ian pitching? Is he put Ian in? Be yelling at the TV. Come on! And so it gave another nudge of excitement, win or lose. Because it is interesting that the things that are important in life are the sort of the means to create opportunity, and I mean, that World Series championship as a fan was extraordinary, but to me this year was even more meaningful because you made it personal, and that personal by revealing your family's unexpected challenge, your mom, and putting it out there. And I mean, it just a lot of people don't do that, and so for that reason, this is my favorite Royals season. Might be the only one saying that, but it's true. So,
Ian, Allison, any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to share?
No, I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you for taking time out of your day
Mm-hmm.
to put this together and to just raise awareness. I hope that people are struck by some generosity and today on this Giving Tuesday and give to Head for the Cure.
Well, you guys inspire us, and thanks to your mom too for her fight, and our thoughts and prayers are with her today and always, and others that are also facing this diagnosis.
Thank you.
And Ian, we'll be keeping track, man. What's next? I hope that KC's still part of the plan, but a little shout out. But
Ian, do you want to break any news for me here right now?
that's right.
I got no news. No news.
Yeah, we'll let you get back in touch with your agent and we'll figure this all out. But by golly, I'll echo Matt's sentiments. It's not just the 15 strikeouts and the very generous check, but it's also your willingness to share your story. I think that's almost more valuable as we try to spread the word about this fight. As Matt has said, step by step, we're going to defeat brain cancer, an ode to the 5Ks and other events we have. So thank you, Allison, Ian, Kennedy, your kids, your families. Matt Anthony, thank you for the great work you're doing. And again, if you find it in your heart to support what Ian and Allison have been supporting, please do on this Giving Tuesday and beyond. Headforthecure.org. For now, I'm John Holt, Fox 4 News, Head for the Cure board member. I love great news, and this was certainly great news today. Thank you. God bless.